if you're a small clothing brand owner and you don't know shit about ads, especially Facebook and Meta ads, I can guarantee you this video will change your entire life. Because this video, I'm going to explain everything in terms of what you actually need to know going into 2026 to have a successful year. Now, this strategy and the complexity of Meta is so overrated. Agencies, guys from Fiverr, Upwork, all that. You don't need any of that, okay? Because after watching this video, you're going to understand the full scope of it, okay? Even this guy can learn it and do it, okay? That means you can do it as well, okay? Now, just a quick background. My name is Cho. I'm 20 years old, and these are some of the brands we work with. We work with over 150 clothing brands in the past 3 years. Just to put a couple of them here. Patient Victory, scale them from 0 to 10k a month. Flower to hit consistent 100k a month plus. Put a goal from 0 to 25. Lonely Track from 0 to 12k in 3 months. Animation from 1k to 33k a month in 3 months. Society from 15 to 65k in 2 months. Brima from 0 to 10 in 3 months. Ethereal 0 to 5k. Wax from 0 to 5 in 1 month. 0 to 5 in 3 months for monthly incomes. And all of these were possible thanks to Meta ads, and we only dived into Meta ads, okay? No Google ads, no TikTok ads, no Pinterest ads, none of that, okay? Now, what I will be covering in this specific video today, okay? All the KPIs you need to know as a small clothing brand owner to understand ads, and you're probably saying like, Daniel, what the fuck is KPI? These are key performance indicators. These are the exact numbers that we need to know as a business owner, as a clothing brand owner, to know and understand, to operate, to make the right decisions, okay? And I'm very simplified this in the video, and okay, you're gonna get all the value out of this video, okay? The ins and outs of Facebook ads, so you get familiar with the platform. I know if you go into the actual ad account in the business suite, it looks like what the fuck is going on, okay? So I'm gonna show you the buttons, simplify everything for you, okay? Number 3, a to-do list on what your brand needs to make a successful campaign before you actually publish the ads, so you know when you can actually start running the ads and not to waste your money, okay? And lastly, my ad strategy that all my small brand owners use to scale to the first 5k a month with ads, and these are all the brands that we've used the exact same strategy that I'll be covering today. But first of all, I want to talk about why is Meta the best ad platform for clothing brands in 2026. Now, you're going to realize Meta and Facebook ads has always been king in the social media advertising realm because number one, well, there's 3 main reasons. Number one, strongest AI-driven ad delivery system. Meta's machine learning is years ahead of competitors. It learns fast, adapts fast, and self-optimizes without you needing to micromanage, which I'm going to go into a bit, okay? Number 2, it builds massive scale plus daily active users, okay? Billions of impressions across Instagram and Facebook with the highest quality global audience for fashion, okay? Number 3 is visual first platform. Clothing is a visual product, right? Meta is built around photos, video creators, and lifestyle content, which is perfect for your niche, okay? Now, the one thing you have to realize is, okay, this little group presentation I did with my inner circle, but Facebook ads has never been easier to run, especially after the new Andromeda update, okay? Now, if we go into here, just ignore my face, what the fuck is Andromeda? New AI-powered brain that is basically deciding what ad to show which customer, okay? Meta is not an ad platform, it is a data platform, okay? Let me give you an example. 3 years ago, you were responsible to get the ingredients and cook the food and to make a good dish, okay? If you make a good dish, that's a good ad. Now, all you have to do, especially after the new Andromeda update, is to just get the best ingredients and let Facebook handle the cooking for you. Okay, that's all you have to do, okay? Now, more than ever, what we need to focus on is getting the chef, Facebook, the best ingredient we can, because if we have the right input, we will get the right output here, okay? Now, I really want to dive into this because the cooking part was hard. That was the hard part of that. That's why back in 2020, you can actually hire an agency, you can hire a guy from Fiverr, you can do these stuff, but now Facebook just handles cooking. We just need to get the right ingredient, right? And most of these small brands that are struggling, they don't have the right ingredient. They expect Facebook to cook something up, expect the chef to do something, right? If you have rotten ingredient, how are you meant to do that, right? So we're going to go into that today, okay? Now, before we dive in to we're going to talk about what your clothing brand needs to have in place to run a successful ad campaign. And there is 5 main things, okay? I have no idea why I just did that, okay? There are 5 main things that you actually need. So there's product, creatives, offer, branding, and brand unit economics, okay, which I'm going to go into, okay? So Number one is products. If you have shit products that don't sell organically already, or you haven't got real good engagement from your friends, family, it's probably not going to work through the advertising realm. Okay, so you need to have a working product, because you gotta realize ads is basically an amplifier. Okay, number two, which is the actual ingredients, which I'm gonna go into after this. Ingredients, right? If you're running ads with shit quality creatives and stuff like that, and that's not gonna work. Okay. Number three is offer for the brand. Okay. If you have discounts, if you free shipping, guarantees. Again, offer isn't just about having discounts. Okay. It's putting your products in a perceived value. It's greater than the price. Okay. Number four is the branding. Okay, if your profile isn't optimized, you have shit images, you fonts all over the place, images cut off, and it looks like a dropshipping brand, no offense, then it probably isn't going to work well on ads. And the brand unit economic, okay, which is basically all you have to understand in this dummy down video, is your break-even ROAS. Now, I'm going to show you some good creatives so you don't run shit creatives for your ads. Okay, now for the brand unit economic, all you have to do is just type up break even ROAS calculator. Go to this one here, okay, and then you have your product selling price and your product cost. So for example, if you're selling your products for, let's just say, $100 and it costs you $30 to make, that means your break even return of ad spend is 1.43. I'm going to go into the specific KPIs, but basically what this means is if your ad account with your ROAS goes below 1.43, that means you're losing money. If it goes anywhere above 1.43, it means you're profiting. That's literally how simple it is. Okay, so before you do anything, okay, I want you to actually check out the brand unit economics for your brand specifically and calculate it for each singular product. Now, if you don't have these 5 things sorted, do not move on to ads. Okay, now I'm going to go through a very simplified, okay, the basic KPIs you need to know to actually start running ads, okay, because these are the main metrics that you look at if an ad is going well or if an ad is going shit. Okay, very simple. Now, very quickly, the first CPM that you need to know, well, first KPI you need to know is called CPM, okay, cost per millions, right? This tells you how much you're paying for Meta to show your ads 1,000 times, right? However, you want to understand that it does not mean good or bad performance. It just shows how expensive your audience is. So, for example, November right now, it's during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Your CPM is going to be higher because there are these big sharks that are spending millions on ads every single day, right? Which raises the price of advertising, okay? Click-through rate, the percentage of people who has seen your ad and clicked it, okay? Very soft primary metric, okay? It basically shows whether your creative actually grabs attention. CTR tells you if people care about your ad, okay? That is a great indicator, okay? Now, ROAS, again, sort of what I worked out here. This is why we have to work it out, okay? If we want to determine if we're losing money, etc., okay? How much revenue you made for every $1 you spent on ads. For example, if you have ROAS of 3, you made $3 for every $1, okay? One of my clients' examples, 7.46. Every dollar, he made $7.50, okay? Very simple. Cost per outbound click, this is super underrated. Shows you how much it costs to get someone to leave Meta and visit your website, okay? From the specific creative, okay? Cost per add to cart, cost per checkout is initiated, pretty self-explanatory, how much it costs to get an add to cart and how much it costs to get a checkout specifically, okay? Very simple, right? These are the primary metrics that I want you to really ingrain in your head, right? Once you understand this, it's going to be fire. Now, let's get specific because I'm going to be honest with you, the ad account structure and the strategy that we use is very simple because as you can see, right, we're letting Facebook cook, okay? The hard part is making sure our ingredient is good and fresh for Facebook to cook, which I'm going to talk about in the specific creatives. So, I made this little Notion tab for you guys here, okay? If you want this Notion tab as well, just comment down creatives and I'll send it over to you, okay? Or message me creatives on Instagram, I'm happy to send this over to you, okay? So, list here, I've basically split down the different creative verticals into different concepts. The one thing I want you guys to understand is when you're testing creatives inside Facebook ads, you always want to split it into different concepts of creatives because your audience might, for example, you have a gym audience, right? Gym people, you're targeting gym people, let's just say. Your gym people might be more favored towards a lifestyle vertical, something like this, right? This type of concept of creative compared to a streetwear vertical, like where they're targeted towards a flat lay. We don't know that, right? Because we need to get data to actually know that. So that is why we always split it into different concepts of creatives. If you haven't already, I really recommend going and watching our creative system video, okay? I literally break you down on the step. I literally just talk about the specific creatives here, as you can see, on how to build these winning creatives here, right? Everything. I just want you to watch it, okay? Because it's 25 minutes long, okay? But the one thing I do want to show you is the ingredients that we put out. The main thing I want you to control is quality, right? Look at these statics, right? Oh, let's go offer static. Boom. Beautiful, right? Flat lay. Boom. We got lifestyle. Boom. We got professional model shots. Boom. Right, you sort of get the point, okay? So one thing I want to take from this video about creatives is always split it into different new concepts, okay? Which I'm going to show you how, okay? Now, let's actually go into the main gist of the video, Facebook ads platform, so you can actually get familiar with everything around it, okay? Okay, this is what I like to call the ad account, okay? You guys may have just this, okay? We have a lot of ad accounts because we manage different clothing brands, okay? Now, this is the ad account. Don't panic because it's really simpler than it is. Again, I'm going to break it down in the most simplest way possible. So you have your campaign, you have your ad sets, and then obviously you have your ad level, okay? So campaign is basically like the heart of your brand. So campaign is like the home, ad sets where you actually control and your ad set is where you control your audiences and etc. And your ad is basically where you add your credit. Very simple, okay? Now, if we look over here, this is where you actually control the times, okay, on where you actually get into the ad. Let me actually get into one of the brand's ad accounts. I can show you this. So if you go last 30 days, again, this is one of my random brand ad account. Like if you last 30 days, then it shows the result for the last 30 days here. And then if you go today, shows results for today. If you go show for maximum, it shows you the total time of sales in that specific campaign, because in the campaign level, if you want to see in the ad set level, you click ad set here. If you want to see from the ad level, you click the ad level here, just like that. Very simple. Now the other thing that is important is obviously your KPIs, okay? Now what I want you to do is actually customize your columns. So what you have to do is click here and customize columns. So you have these KPIs. Let's go here. That is set up beautifully like this, okay? And I want you to, obviously for us, we already have it set up. So if you see, we go here, we have a return of ad spend, we have a cost per outbound click, cost per checkout initiated, and cost per ad to cut here, okay? And obviously we have our CPM over here as well. As you can see, it is pretty simple, okay? So time here, you can control your KPI here, the campaign ad set, ad level here, and the data here where you can scroll them. Very simple, and that's honestly all you need to know as a beginner. Okay, now let's go and actually create a actual campaign, and I'll show you the actual strategy that we do. Now, quick mention: when you press create, you always want to be in the campaign level, not in the ad set, not in the ad level, because if you press the ad set level and you do it right, it's just going to make a new ad set into a random campaign. So always start fresh from campaign, right? Make sure the buying type is auction. You want to go sales 100% of the time. The only reason why you wouldn't run a sales campaign is either you're running a leads campaign or you're running an engagement campaign for your profile visits. That's the only time. But if you actually want to scale and actually get sales, then sales campaign is going to be the go. Okay, so for this one, we're doing a clean ABO setup, right? You don't really, okay, it's an ad set budget optimization, meaning the budget will be placed on the ad set level, okay? So we're actually going to name this campaign ABO test, okay? Very simple, okay? And we have our ad set budget here. Turn this off because that just ruins the whole point of the ad set, okay? And then that'll be it. Now, very simple, right? Turn everything on. New sales ad set, right? So this is where it gets interesting, because if you go here, you see how I've split it into different concepts like this. Now, what I want you to understand, each of this could be a specific ad set, and I want you to test it. For example, if we want to test this type of concept, right, on this ad set, we will name this FL, okay? And maybe I'll name it like this. Batch 1 flat lay, okay, flat lay, okay. Conversion location goes to website here, okay. Let this load up a bit, and make sure the data set is with conversion API, and you've set everything up with that, okay. Very simple. Cool. I'm sort of rushing through this because I already have a YouTube video going down my specific strategy, right? Let's go here, and I really want you guys to watch this as well because I literally break down everything as well, go into more detail with a specific ad strategy here, okay? Now, if you haven't watched it, I'll put the 2 links in below of this video here. Budget really depends on what your budget. I wouldn't go anywhere below $10 a day. Let's just put $10 a day here, okay? And then leave everything on. You see how simple that is? You see, and you're asking, do I need an agency? No, you don't. You can run this by yourself, okay? Now, for this one here, in the ad level, okay, you can name this 1. And what I want you to do is put 3 to 5 different creative variations inside this ad level, but it has to be in the same concept, meaning it has to be all flat lay style like this, but variation can be different background, different product, etc., etc., okay? Very simple. Conversion location, website, yep, 1 ad level here, okay? And this is where you actually control the format, okay? Media setup, 95% of the time you want to go manual upload. Okay, make sure Facebook page and Instagram account is actually set up properly, okay? Format, if you have an image, if you have a video, select this, carousel. These are the only 2 that you have to really play around with, okay? I turn multi-advertiser on, it's worked very well. Destination, especially for flat lays or anything, you try and lead them to the actual product page, okay? Let me give you an example real quick. This is the home page. This is the collection page. This is the product page. So you want to lead your URL here, okay? And then you can leave this on. You can leave this on here. This is where you add your creative. So you can add image ad, for example. I'll show you real quick. And then for creative setup, we leave everything off. And then media, I'll just put an image. We'll actually put a flat lay like this. Next. Original, right? You can actually crop, you can actually crop this to do something like this. Shows like this. Beautiful. Next. Primary text, headline, and call to action. So call to action is always shop now. For the primary text and headline, like my biggest thing is don't worry too much about it because creatives are going to do the heavy lifting, 99% of it, right? For the specific primary text, however, if you have a specific offer, your strongest unique mechanism, or if you have released a new collection, that should be the first header. Like I said, for example, if I have, right now we have 50% site-wide going on, so I would do up to 50% off site-wide. Alright, limited, so up to 50% off site-wide, all products, limited time offer. And then on the headline, I usually like to add my secondary offer, which is free shipping. So they see on the actual Instagram, you see this first line, because this line you have to press more to actually see it. And then see the free shipping. There we go. Description, leave that off. It's bad for the algorithm. Okay. And enhancements, always turn everything off. Okay. I'm not going to show you what everything does because I have never used it the past 3 years. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Turn everything off. And there you have it. Right. Make sure you don't have the AI off. Off. There we go. Easy. Now this should be filled 3 to 5 creatives each on the ad level. Right. How to do this? You just go click here. Quickly duplicate, and then you just change the creative up here. Okay, now if you want to make another ad set, quickly duplicate, batch number 2. And as you can see, I want you to go to this Notion page here and then look for a different concept you can actually choose from, okay, and add it here. But okay, this is very simple stuff, right? It's not really the cooking that actually matters right now. It's literally the ingredients that matter, okay? As you can see, it's really simple, okay? I go more in depth specifically in this video here, so I highly recommend you guys watching this, okay? I'll leave the link in bio, right? But hope you guys get a better understanding of how the ad account is actually structured. It's not, you don't need to overcomplicate this. The structure and the systems in Meta is fairly simple, okay? If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm happy to help you out.